Audio Technica AD900X Air, Samsung Galaxy Buds. These are the originals. Samsung headphones that came with a Note 9 from memory, and Corsair RGB Elite Wireless. These are the non-pro versions. So I'll just show you what they look like. These are just the standard Galaxy Buds. Even after a year of use, I still get 6 hours out of each one of them. It's pretty good, especially when I'm driving. And these are my Audio Technicas. Worn out, you can tell the leather's starting to come off the edges. The leather on these doesn't go all the way around. It just goes to the stitching seam, but the leather's come off, but they still sound absolutely awesome. And right. So how do I use these and when do I use these and where do they kind of fit in with what I do? Audio Technicas, only use them for listening to music or watching movies. These are definitely the best I've heard when it comes to watching movies and taking in content. So that's my ultra wide racing sim, but the steering part of the wheel comes off and I consume content that I truly want to enjoy on the widescreen with these. Now I've used these with like one of those amp boxes, those USB ones at my brother's place. Really good, but I haven't invested in one. With my limited budget, I would have to say they're one of the nicest I've heard. Just the depth of the sound quality and the clarity is very good. The lows, the mids, and the highs. Now, I use those for work because they seem to get the best feedback in terms of what the people can hear from me. And I don't have to worry about the sound bouncing through and whatnot. These I use when I'm driving and I'm out and about or walking. They're just great. Like whether I use one or both, phenomenal. I like so good. They do the job exactly what they're meant to. You're not supposed to get the best audio experience. You're not supposed to get the best mic experience. It's all about convenience of use. Or if I'm randomly listening to a podcast or something, these are my go-tos. Now, you're probably wondering, where do these come into the whole thing? Well, I actually bought these because when I'm racing, I don't like the cable hanging down the side and kind of leaning towards one end. Because when you're racing, you want to have all your senses focused on what that wheel is doing and not where the cables are going. And I know a lot of people will be like, there's latency and this and that, and you want the cable connection, and even maybe for the mic you want the cable connection. But I don't do first-person shooting sort of style games. So that's where these have really come in. We're like communicating to other racers during the race and after the race. These are really good. You just flick it down, they turn on. You flick it up, they turn off. I think if we just switch it on from here, you'll see there's like a red. It'll go red. See, that's off. Flick it down, and now that's on. And they're super light. Now, these have, on my head, these have very poor clamping force. Like, it's really weak. You just shake your head just a little bit and they can fall off, which at first I thought was maybe a bad thing, but then when I got on to the sim and started racing, they felt like you couldn't almost not feel the fact that you're wearing them, which is kind of perfect. Whereas with these, and these, you definitely know what you're wearing. If I had to pick one to use that you would have to use for everything, it would be between those two, because you can't take this everywhere with everything. It's too chunky. And with these, you have to have the USB. Like, it only plugs in with USB, and I probably should have looked into it a bit more. I thought it might connect with the Bluetooth, but it doesn't. It's only with the USB. Although in saying that, as soon as I plug the USB in, whether it's into the laptop or the gaming PC, it picks it up instantly. And even depending on which game you go into, if you do it before opening the game, you don't have to configure anything. I didn't have to configure the mic. It was just ready, set, and go, and perfect. I don't think I've missed anything else. If you have any questions, just ask away down below. But yeah, that's it basically. But I actually use all four of them for different reasons. And for example, what's my most used? These most used, second most used, third most, and I use these the last because you've got to have the time that, okay, there's like, some really good content released by, on YouTube, either by the car fiction guys or, MKBHD has a really good review out on something, and I really want to, you know, truly see how much detail he's put into it, then I'll do that. Or, sometimes content like this, I do like enjoying this sort of content. And I know this is a 4K screen, but it's even better when it goes on that because that's 100 hertz. And then I would use it with these headphones. But yeah, but out and about when I'm everywhere, I hate cables. I love using these, even for music, podcasts, movies, whatever it is. These are amazing. These will even connect with my Samsung TV at night. Like sometimes that's just brilliant because then there's no sound in the rest of the house and I'm kind of sitting there enjoying. The only downside of when you connect these to the Samsung 7000 series, they're not as loud. They're probably about 10 or 20% off their maximum loudness compared to when I use them with my Bluetooth on the laptop or on the S10 series of the Samsung Galaxies. That's about it. Any other questions, please shoot, let me know. I'd be happy to respond. Bye.